What is going on, you stallions and stallionettes? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven, and recently Microsoft has released the first major update for the Xbox Series S and X. So having installed it and gotten some hands-on stick time with the new update on the Series S, I want to talk a little bit about what's so special about it. Let's get it. Alrighty guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're going to share a little bit of patch notes. This is from the actual news.xbox.com, so you know it's legit. So the update includes personalized themes, so you now have dynamic backgrounds, which has never been on like Xbox One before or anything like that. Dynamic meaning that they're motion, they're moving, and you can also customize them with different colors and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I do have a dynamic theme set on mine, and I'm pretty big fan of the looks of it. I think it looks pretty handsome. So they also have auto HDR feature, which I do have enabled. However, I personally go in and manually adjust my HDR settings in my television, in my Xbox in the settings, and then also for each game independently. So auto HDR does a pretty good job of optimizing games, just like most modern PCs. When you launch a modern AAA title, they have auto setting modes it'll read the hardware that's in your PC, and it'll automatically give you the optimized textures and shaders and all that stuff. Whenever it launches a game, it'll see if you're on the S or X, as they do have the identical operating system and software. The only difference is obviously the more powerful hardware in the Series X. But it'll read, you know, it should be able to sense your television, like what model it is, via the HDMI port plugged into the Series S, and then also what game it is, and then optimize HDR. So if you just use auto HDR, it will give you pretty good results, but I personally feel like you're going to get better graphical results by manually adjusting the HDR. So now all the tiles are thumbnails of games that you already have installed in your hard drive that you've had in your collection or in Game Pass. They all now have a badge that says optimized for Xbox Series X and S. It's just a little XS logo like this right here. So all the major titles from the last generation, all the exclusives like Gears of War, Forza, Halo Master Chief Collection, those have this little XS logo, meaning that they've been boosted up with increased frame rate. For example, Halo Master Chief is at 120 1440 HDR for the Series S, and the same, but 4K for the Series X. Now, I do wish that you could click on a game in Game Pass or on the store, and it would give you the stats for it, like what's the frames per second, does it have HDR, does it have ray tracing? They don't really do that from what I've seen. They should have like a little ray tracing icon, then like, you know, either 60 or 120 for whatever frames per second it is, as a lot of these titles are 60 frames per second, not 120, but there's a handful of them that are 120, and it makes a huge difference when you're playing like Master Chief on your couch, on console, on a big TV at 120. It's a real game changer from what we're used to with the previous generation consoles. So whenever you're playing a game, you can automatically pop open, hit the Xbox home button and check your achievements right there on the fly. It won't pause your game or anything like that. It just kind of puts a screen overlay on, and you can check your achievements, which if you're a completionist and you're going for, you know, 100%, that might be kind of convenient for you. I don't really care too much about like achievements, but I know a lot of people really do. So during the initial setup, and then also in the settings after the initial setup, you can add family members now. So I feel like you could do that on the last Xbox, but maybe they just mean that it's more in-depth now because you can add multiple family members, each with their own settings, individualized controllers that will log them in when they turn that controller on, stuff like that. With the new update, you can now pre-install games that are coming soon. So this has been on PC for a long time. When you pre-order a game from Steam or something like that, you can actually install it usually the night before or a couple days prior, and then it'll become playable on launch day, which is pretty cool, especially with Cyberpunk 2077 coming out on the 10th. I'm using air quotes. I just posted a video today that most likely will be playable on the 9th now, as per CD Projekt Red opening their mouth a little bit. And that's pretty much it. There's a bunch of little miniature optimizations and, you know, user interface buffs and stuff like that to make it smoother and obviously get rid of any known bugs and glitches and stuff like that. But those are the main features that you're actually going to see on the user interface. So that is going to do it, guys. Hopefully this was beneficial for you guys. If it was, shove that thumb right up where the sun don't shine. Go ahead and tallywhack that subscribe button. Give a little attention to that notification bell too, so you're aware when new videos come out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.